Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Jared Weathers, and if you're watching this, it means we hit 600 subscribers. There'll be multiple different installments and multiple deep dives into different teams. Without further ado, this is the history of the National Football League. On August 20th, 1920, at a Hupemobile dealership in Canton, Ohio, the league was formed. Beginning as the American Professional Football Conference, 1 month on September 17th, the league changed the name to the American Professional Football Association. Starting with teams from the Ohio League, some declined to join. To get back to 11 teams, the APFA added teams from Buffalo, Rochester, Detroit, and Hammond, while also adding several other teams from nearby circuits. The 11 teams struck a deal on player poaching and a declaration of a season-end champion. Only 4 of those teams made it to the end of the 1920 season, and the undefeated Akron Pros became the first ever champions. On June 24, 1922, the league changed the name to the one we all recognize today, the National Football League. This draft was much more organized than the last few, with 90 names from print media sources, trips to colleges, or recommendations since no teams had scouting teams. Taking place in the Ritz-Carlton in Philadelphia, PA, with zero media coverage. The first player taken in the 1936 draft was a man named Jay Berwanger. This halfback was a first ever Heisman Trophy winner, but the co-owner of the Eagles could not make a deal with Berwanger, and as such, traded him to George Halas and the Bears. Halas had the same issue, so Berwanger never played in the NFL. The Boston Redskins selection Riley Smith was the first player drafted to play in the NFL. Mr. Irrelevant this year was Phil Flanagan, an offensive guard who was drafted last by the New York Giants. The 1936 season ended with the Green Bay Packers defeating the Boston Redskins 21-6, winning the NFL championship. In 1933, the NFL decided to split the teams into 2 divisions, the East and the West. The East had 5 teams while the West had 4. While 2 of the 4 major sports divide this way, the other 2 do not. Football is one that does not. This is because the AFL-NFL merger in the 70s, where the conferences were divided by the NFC and the AFC, or the National Football Conference and the American Football Conference. Similar to the MLB, which splits up their teams into the American League and the National League, aka the AL and the NL. In 1967, the NFL added 4 divisions, the Capital, Central, and Coastal. In 1970, after the NFL-AFL merger, the NFL split the conferences into 3 divisions, the East, West, and Central, with the East divisions in both having 1 extra member. In 2002, the divisions realigned one more time, adding the South divisions in both the AFC and NFC, and renaming the Central divisions to the North divisions and adding a team, the Houston Texans, to the league. As of 2020, 3 teams, the Rams, Chargers, returned to LA, and the Raiders set up shop in Las Vegas, making this the first time the city of Las Vegas has professional